Hi guys, Tara Malarkey here, founder of High Ticket Empress and Seven Figure Femme. This live is really all about how to book at least one high ticket coaching call per week. So the other thing here is that you will need to handle objections on your webinar. Now, how do you do that, right? You're like, I don't understand. Okay, so the way that you've been taught to do a webinar is like, oh, do three, things, and you teach them some things and you hope that they learn something that they want to book a call. And this actually doesn't convert at all, guys. It doesn't convert. No one learns something and then says, oh yay, I want to take the next step. Actually, they learn this thing, like if you add on information. I'm not saying you're not going to teach them anything, but if you add on information, you teach them things that they didn't know before, they will actually walk away feeling like they got enough, and now they're going to go and try to implement that thing. Now, that's okay. It doesn't mean that, some people, even you guys today, some of you might go and try to implement some of this on your own, and that's awesome, and I have no problem with that. What I know would be better is that you book a call with my team, and we help you implement this in the next 8 weeks, right? Like that's the better thing for you to do. But same for you in your webinar. What you're going to want to do is, instead of teaching, right, you're really just wanting to cause awakenings. And then the other thing you're going to want to do is handle their objections on the webinar. So it's some of what I'm doing here, right? Some of the things that might be coming up in your mind is like, I can't sell a high ticket program. So I've already talked to you about why you do want to sell a high ticket program and why you could sell a high ticket program. So I'm handling your objections right here on this training. I'm teaching you and telling you why those are not actual problems that you've created in your mind, so that, right, we take away the things that you have standing in your way from actually moving forward and taking the next step. So you're going to want to do the same thing. How you do that is there's two main objections that your student or your potential client or your prospect has. They're thinking this in their mind when they're watching your webinar. They hear about your new opportunity and they're going to be like, that'll never work for me because, and you need to know your ideal person so much that you will know, right? So one of mine is, I can't sell high ticket because I'm not qualified enough. And so it's part of my job on my webinar to explain why this person, this woman, is already qualified enough. And that's just a limiting belief she has going on in her mind. Do you see? And so what that will hopefully do when it's done well, which ours works well, when you do it well, it will reduce them, kind of being like, oh, it won't work for me, and just popping off the webinar. You want them to take the next step with you. I'm going to talk about numbers here and how an evergreen funnel and the numbers work in a second. But let me know in the chat if you get it, if you are with me. Nice, Shayna. Yeah, divorce is a great niche. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Terry. You did it for me. I broke through a thought barrier from your webinar. I was feeling tied to my 9 to 5 because I needed to have benefits from an employer. Good. Yeah, so you can also do that in your webinar, right? You can help someone have a breakthrough and realize that they've just been holding themselves back and they want to take the next step. So that that is there. Okay, so let's talk about, and if you have any questions on handling objections, like, because I love that piece where you actually handle their objections right on the webinar. It's a secret that most people don't understand about how to do a webinar well. The way that this evergreen funnel works, guys, is that pretty much once you're ready, after your beta, you can actually start to do ads. And so let's talk about numbers on ads. People get scared with ads. It's like, when you understand what you're doing, it's really not scary. And it's just a way for you to, I always use this analogy, but I have to use it again. It's literally like when you turn on your dishwasher at night when you go to sleep, right? Your dishwasher is washing your dishes for you while you sleep. It's like multitasking, but you don't have to do it. It's the same with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube ads. Okay? And you don't need to have, a huge budget. You really, really don't, guys. You really don't. And this is one of the reasons why high ticket works so well, is because your profit margins are a lot higher. So you have a lot more room to invest in your business and scale faster. It makes business sense. And if you know that, why wouldn't you set your business up to make business sense, to do it the smart way? Instead of hemming and hawing, selling low ticket stuff for years, trying to get it off the ground with like a small audience. If you have a small audience, you're like tech challenged. If even if you're just starting, high ticket can work out of the gate, and get you to your 50K, even 100K or more months. I'm going to talk about the funnel in a second. I need to stay focused, but we're in one of the hugest, is that a word? Hugest? I don't think so. But we are in a very big wealth transformation transfer right now. So transformational leaders, people who are selling their knowledge online, people who are here to help coach other people, mentor other people, awaken other people. This is just such a huge time for us. We actually came here for this. So if you're not getting yourself prepared, going all in and preparing yourself to monetize, to capitalize, not in a manipulative, greedy way, but in I got a mission to do, and without resources, I can't do it. Like, this is what you need to be thinking about right now. No more fluffing around. Just no more. Okay, so in your ads, what I love, what I teach in High Ticket Empress is to use story. Story is a fantastic way to really connect with your ideal people and tell them your story. It gets great conversions on our ads when I tell some of my story, how I was in Wall Street, and then I just finished my MBA, and then I had this spiritual awakening, and I left my New York City apartment and I flew to Thailand, and then for 3 years I traveled all around the world, Thailand, India, long stretches, 9 months in India, Australia, 9 months New Zealand, 3 months in a van with my ex-boyfriend, Morocco, Nepal, all over Europe, and then Tulum, Mexico for 3 years. So some of you know my story, but some of you don't. But if I share some of that, right, that really connects with people. People love to hear that part of my story. So I encourage you guys to use story, and there's a very specific way that you want to outline it so that you're not just telling a story and getting the wrong people in your funnel, right? You do want the right people in your funnel. Otherwise, you're throwing money away to Facebook. You're like, hey, Facebook, take some money. And that's not what you want. So your webinar funnel then is only 3 pages, which again, so from your ad, they're going to go to your opt-in page. Right after they opt in and give their email address, they're going to go to your webinar viewing page. And then right after that, they're going to go to the call booking page and they're going to book a call with you. So here's some of the numbers. Only 5 to 6% of people will book a call. This feels extraordinarily low, right? You're like, oh my God, if out of 100 people, 5 people book a call, shit. And it's actually fine. It's actually good. Think about that. Only 100 people, which is nothing. 5 people book a call. Say you have a 50% close rate. Say you close 50% of those people. Let's say it's less than that. Let's say 2 people at 5K. That's a $10,000 day, it could be, or a week or a month from only 100 people, okay? So then you can start to scale that. Then think about, okay, so then I just give, Facebook more money, say $10 a day, $20 a day, and you're selling your program, right? Which obviously has to be great, and your clients are getting results and all that good stuff. But say on the front end, then you're able to invest more in ads, and then it becomes sort of like a machine. And I know us women, from the feminine perspective, we're like, machine? I don't want a machine. I don't want to feel like I have systems and structures. And let me tell you something. If you don't embrace your divine masculine, your sacred masculine, as you build this business and really come to terms with the part of you that needs to have that foundation, that structure, that groundedness, that leadership, that is all masculine. And that's you coming into your full sovereignty, expressing yourself in certain ways through the masculine, and then giving yourself the gift of the full expression of your femininity because you have the structures of your masculine, okay? So let's say 5 to 6% of people will book a call, 40 to 50% will turn into sales. So say 150 people watch, 9 will book calls, you close 40%, That's $20,000 for a 5K program. That could happen in a week. 150 people could see your webinar. And then this becomes evergreen, right? Meaning it's running all of the time, guys. It's not like, oh, we're going to turn it on today and hope that we get. This is something that you are scaling, and it's working for you, and you get to watch the numbers, and then you see how it's performing, and then you might make some edits, and you might, it's like a thing, but it's always working for you, and it's bringing you leads. And yes, you won't close every single person that books a call, but you don't need to. And then you have funds to reinvest in your business, and then you have clients getting amazing testimonials, and you've just focused on this one high ticket program. You're scaling it, you're becoming known for it. You can write a book that leads to your program. The opportunities are endless.